Good morning. This is Bobby Dupre with the Bobby Dupre Show, presented to you each Thursday morning at 7 a.m. And of course, it replays in its entirety on Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. And of course, it's on the internet. Receive it by the best way that you can and will, and tell a friend. And this is my sidekick, Andrew Guitros.
Good morning.
And we
did
have
a good job with that.
Oh man,
you covered them all.
I covered them all, and we want to cover a lot of good things, good things. And you know, people say, well, y'all don't get y'all don't have to bring in something. You know, I met a lot of people in Florida on the trip I took, and we'll show pictures and we'll talk about that. They can't hardly believe that we go a whole hour every week and don't get into controversies. I said, no, it was started like that 37 years ago on radio, and it remains that way today. And what is this, our 11th, 12th year on television, and was on radio, but that went Spanish, and my Rosetta Stone class never has come in. I guess she doesn't want my money. I sent my money in, but maybe my Visa card was rejected.
Might be. You might have went over your limit.
Might have gone over my limit. But all jokes aside, we have a lot of good things to tell you, and first thing good that we want to remind you of is some of our sponsors.
We sure can do that. Let's start with Targill Seasoning and Supply. I'm gonna go a different route today. Seasoning and butcher supplies, cutlery, kitchen supplies, all that type of thing you're looking for. If you're a cake baker or a pie maker, they've got all the fillings and all, you know, not just the stuff that goes to make the cake, but all the gear you need, all the special pans that you need. If you're a sausage guy like me, I like to make sausage from time to time. They've got the grinders, they've got the stuffers there. You can buy the huge industrial rice cookers. Anything that you do in cooking, whether you're a restaurant, all the way down to just a gentleman cooker that goes to the camp, or a wife that
needs a big
that's
cooker,
right,
or
a wife that's got a whole bunch of kids and married kids and the grandkids all coming back on the weekends. Go by Targill. They can help you with all that, and don't forget about them for seasoning, custom blends for you.
And that's part of the AC Bellard family, and they also own Mama's Fried Chicken, 2 locations in Opelousas, and they started out in Bellard's Poultry.
You got it, and I eat
in
there.
Opelousas.
I eat there regularly. They recognize me well because it's a full-blown menu. And Carl's Thrift Away. Let's talk a little bit about your medicines. If you're going in to get your prescription filled, Carl's Thrift Away can help you. If you're in a rush, when you're leaving that doctor's office, you don't quite get all those questions answered about the prescription that you're getting filled, Carl's will sit with you there. Pharmacists there can explain to you, you know, what are the side effects to worry about, what to watch out for, whether or not you can mix them. They can compound multiple medicines for you to make them easy for you to take. So you don't have to have 15 little bottles of things that you're trying to dig through that tackle box to figure out what you got to take. They can put all that together.
Why don't you get the LHC group also? Sometimes we take them where they
I can do that as well.
Right up
Let's
front.
go with LHC Group, all your home health care needs. LHC Group can help you with the therapists. You know, that's the home therapists that come in to help rehab you from some kind of injury maybe you've had, perhaps a stroke type thing. They can bring all the equipment you need, the special lift chairs, the special beds, the oxygen equipment, nursing at home, hospice care, palliative care, health and wellness center over on Heather Boulevard as well. LHC Group, all about helping people.
And I've noticed that their stock held up good during this little cleansing period because of a statement that our Federal Reserve President, Mr. Bernanke, made, that they may start backing off on some of this, what is it, $85 billion a month they're putting into circulation.
Bonds and all that.
Bonds and keeping the stimulus program moving forward. And LHC Group's stock held up real nicely in that. And of course, many of you know better than I do because you probably have more shares than I have.
When that man opens his mouth, people seem to put their money in a coffee can and bury it in the backyard. You notice that? They kind of get very conservative. When he starts talking, they're like, "Ooh, I'm not sure." And they give it a couple of days, they get fine.
Yeah,
but that first day, they get nervous.
They realize it's not tomorrow this is going to happen.
Right.
And he doesn't have to make it happen. It's just what he considers a move should go in that direction.
Right.
And he's getting feedback. And I read where some of the big boys in the industry, where they invest billions of dollars every day, you know, with the equity firms and all that they represent. And they are looking at the program, and they feel that our economy and our growth of new jobs is strong enough to accept a reduction.
And sometimes maybe it's not stop the whole thing. Sometimes it's just the threat of it stopping that can kind of help adjust the market. Kind of like when you was a little boy and your daddy said, if you don't stop that right now, there's going to be something to pay for this, and you get better all of a sudden. Sometimes that Mr. Bernanke, all you got to do is kind of say something about the stocks, and they kind of get right, and everybody's okay. You didn't have to break out the stick.
He wields a big pen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Lot bigger than the one I have in my hand.
Now, you know, we're talking about therapists. I want to bring this up right away. The Opelousas Area Cerebral Palsy Clinic, which, you know, a big place, close to our hearts.
Santa Claus.
We do the Santa Claus Cerebral Palsy breakfast every year to try to help out. Right now, Miss Tara, that's been there for quite some time, is our occupational therapist, pediatric occupational therapist. She is going to be moving on. So this fall, they've got someone for the summertime, but this fall we're going to need a new pediatric occupational therapist. And when you talk about occupational therapy, that means like working with your hands. It doesn't mean occupational like getting a job at the grocery store. They mean working with things, you know, using things to work with. So looking for a pediatric occupational therapist, licensed therapist. If you can, if you're interested or you know someone who's interested, 351-0712. That's Miss Lynn Morrow, who's our director over there. We need your help to try to find somebody. Maybe you're a therapist that can give a day a week. Maybe you know of someone else in your business that could each give some time. Maybe we could make something work out. They're looking to pay someone to do the work. I mean, that's going on as well. So it's a real job. So if you're interested in helping, 351-0732, ask Lynn about the therapist job.
And once you'd get there, you'd fall in love with those little children. You talk about special kids. Those are very special kids. And what about UCLA? UCLA has had a championship-winning athletic program for many years. They had won up until last night 108 national athletic college championships.
A lot of basketballs.
All sports but one, baseball. They had never won until last night. And of course, they did it at the expense of one of our SEC teams, Mississippi State. But Mississippi State probably was the biggest surprise of all the schools.
I don't think people thought they were that mature yet. They were in a rebuilding phase with a new coach, but they got some big boys. When they stand by our boys at LSU, they're bigger, physically bigger guys.
You believe? You don't think it's the color of that big red shirt? That's why you wear that shirt, that red shirt.
That's right. I'm trying to support Mississippi State.
No, you're trying to look big. Bigger. You look bigger.
I'll tell you this: when they stand by our big slugger, you know, our slugger was our big guy on the team. He's 5'10". And the Mississippi State boys come out there 6'5", 6'6". It takes more than a shirt at that point. I mean, 6 inches of height, 8 inches of height. That's some big boys. So they're definitely Mississippi State's going to be the powerhouse for us to contend with the next couple of years.
And of course, I think we discussed last week. Had we lost both games when we taped? Maybe not. No, we hadn't. I don't think we had.
Probably just the first one that we talked about on there.
The first
Very
one.
Disappointed. The season went so well.
In fact, UCLA was one of the schools that defeated us in one game, one of the games.
Kind of a surprise, but we had a lot of young guys on the team. The bats got a little bit cold. I think the spotlight it's a lot of pressure first time I need that spotlight. Yeah. And our best batters just did not come through. So we're going to see what happens in the offseason. Hopefully I think next year.
Nola is resting up. I saw that in the paper today.
He'll be back.
We're taping on Wednesday like we like to advise you in case you call us later this afternoon or first thing tomorrow morning. We've already taped the program. Right. We tape it, and we started about 10 o'clock, a little early today. We try to start at 9:30, but you know, you have to set your goal kind of high, and then if you get going by 10:30, we're in good shape. But we enjoy doing this. By the way, the pay is still very good. It's the same as we started, but we're satisfied with it.
That's right. You got it.
$0 per show, but we get millions of dollars of enjoyment, just the comments we get, the opportunities we get to visit with you, because we tell you that you're going to be on the program. We'd like to hear your story. We'd like to show you. We'd like to say something nice about why we're choosing you to be on the program.
You got it.
Some of the girls are pretty too. You know,
that don't ever hurt.
I guess they noticed that, and we have a few this particular program to show, but we're going to wait till the second quarter of the Bobby Dupree
You got it. I want to wish you a happy birthday. I forgot last week, my little boy's birthday was Thursday, and that's also Mr. Marion Harmon's birthday, and they're almost the same age. My little boy turned 16, Mr. Marion turned 94. So I want to wish him a happy birthday, 94 years young. Big and spry. Went to the boxing matches this weekend. We got some pictures from the boxing match in a little while too.
Yeah, and we also have, I have an invite here to the Riker Express. Choo Choo Riker is turning 2. How about that? Board the birthday train at the Norfolk Curry Residence Station, Saturday, June 29th on Latania Road in Karen Crow, Louisiana. Boarding time, 4 p.m. Departure time, 6 p.m. Time for us to leave, in other words, at 6 p.m. But this is a beautiful card, and I'm sure this was done at one of the stores.
You can get that done. Stores, internet, everywhere now.
Yeah, but because of the
nice and glossy.
Gloss, it could be one of the stores. But anyhow, I didn't ask. But look how cute, and already too. Looks like yesterday.
That's what you got on the screen behind you.
Happy birthday to you.
You got it. I got a nice note from Mr.
Riker.
Mr. Don Sisha over with autographs galore, and he was telling me, it's our friend Belinda Thibodeau over at the office, who works over at the office, her brother-in-law, and he does a lot of this autograph sports gear. Maybe you like to read certain riders. He got autograph gear from riders, anything that you would get autographed, photographs, but a lot of LSU stuff. If you're a big LSU fan, and some UL stuff too, and pro stuff. Jake Delhomme.
Now, what does he do? He buys it.
He evidently
and then he resells it.
That's right. And
but he hadn't offered to buy any of ours yet.
Our autographs? Yeah, I guess we'll have to sign a picture and send it to him to sell.
What it might be too is he's getting it off the photo gallery and he's not paying us any.
But we didn't autograph it. See, everything he's got's autographed, so he's still got to come to us.
He's got to come.
Still got to come to us with a signature.
Okay, all right.
But he's got a booth over at Spotted Cat Antiques over on Cresswell Lane, right here in the middle of town, and they're open from Thursdays through Sundays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. If you get some time, go by or go look up Autographs Galore on Facebook and on eBay. Man, let me tell you, if you got an LSU fan in the family, a good place to get your stuff.
Derby is taking off. The kickoff is this Friday at Mojo Sports Bar. They're gonna. That's here at Evangeline Downs Racetrack and Casino.
Yes, sir.
Admission is $12 at the door. Starts at 9 p.m. And Keith Frank will be the main music. Good Cajun Zydeco music. Proceeds benefit the Boys and Girls Club. Then the following day on Saturday, the Opelousas Police Department, under the leadership of Chief Gallo, they're going to have their derby, their home run derby on Saturday, June the 29th at South City Park, and that starts at
the kids will be
9
at 9, and then the adults will follow. So you bring your kids out to participate.
Whole lot of fun, and it's all for a good cause.
And Chief Perry going to hit a bunch of home runs. I know him.
Well, he's the leader.
He's good at it.
He set up something that he could win at. I didn't say that, Chief. I'm sorry. Don't send your men out. Don't send the dogs after me.
We've also got the Blue Bayou Water Park. We're doing a ticket giveaway. If you want a family 4-pack, each Friday we're giving them away. Text this word Bayou, B-A-Y-O-U, for the Blue Bayou Water Park ticket giveaways to this number 6436.
The Saturday, July 13th, will be the annual gathering of the Louisiana Orphan Train Museum at 223 Academy Street. That's the Vieux Village entrance into the east end of Opelousas, Louisiana on Highway 190.
Right.
And that's it for the first quarter of the Bobby Dupree Show. 1 minute break.